Well, hello. This is your host, Eric of GMODISM. We are back here for a little video. You are perhaps wondering how to completely strip a ship of all the turrets and all that stuff so that you can rebuild it. Our commissioned officer in the army of GMODISM, Lieutenant Anto, and other people before have actually asked how to do this, so today we're gonna do a little tutorial on how to strip a ship. So, you start with just building on the ship. Here we have the Gimli class. We're gonna provide a stripped version of it. If you click the middle mouse button, you have some options inside of here, and you can see we can also switch between different types of views, so that might make it a little bit easier to see what we're doing when we're trying to strip the ship. In any case, I'm gonna switch to structural blocks only, or yeah, actually important block only, because now turret, like sub-object spawn places, will be one of the few things that are actually even visible. And you can of course do like this. When you switch to this view, you can also hold like shift and swap between the different views. You can see here we have view cycling, shift and P. You can see the different views here, but I'm gonna select the important only. In any case, we got some even faster tools around here. So for this refit, we're gonna do a complete refit. So we have blueprint maintenance tool. Here we can click remove 59 subconstructs. So we're gonna click this button and be prepared that your ship, like, it may lag a little bit, but if you don't want to remove all sub-objects, well, then you'll have to not click that. You can switch to structural blocks, or like disabling of it, so we only see important stuff. To make a complete refit here, we naturally need to remove some engine systems. The easiest way is to do a shift delete. So you hold shift and click delete, and then you'll basically remove this entire steam system like that. Moving on, we have more steam systems to remove, so we're gonna shift delete them here, so anyone can make a complete refit of it. Here we got some auxiliary engines. We're gonna do the same, shift delete it there. Unfortunately, the exhaust and the engine systems are separate shift delete systems, or it's not unfortunate, because sometimes different engines share the same exhaust network. Right. So we're just gonna continue removing like this thing here. It's not a very complex process, to be honest. And let's find this engine here too and remove this one. We already removed the sub-objects, of course, so the person who will be upgrading this system, not me. Whoops, now I accidentally shift deleted something, so now you need to click Ctrl Z, because you mayhaps have removed large amounts of like wall or something. So you have to be a little bit careful when you're inside the clean view like this, only view important, and when you're shift deleting, making sure you don't delete anything important. Now some blocks like this are struggling some. You can see we have some pink blocks left, but you can actually leave them. It's gonna be simpler if you just leave them for later. More auxiliary engines down here to the insane laser system. Oh yeah, there is a lot of engine power on this thing. But everything that turns pink, we're just gonna let it turn pink, right? Because we can just drop them blocks automatically in one go later. It's gonna be super simple. Here we have the generator like that. So you can of course debate if you should have materials and material boxes and ammo left on the structure or not. I think we're not gonna do that. Right, so inside of here you can see we got the laser system. Now when you shift delete this, we're gonna delete the entire laser system. So be a little bit careful with that, it may lag some. Put a little lag spike on you when you mass delete things like this. Back here at the engine compartment, the ammo compartment in the back, the so to say spendable extra ones there, I'm just gonna mass delete them. Oh, now you can see I accidentally mass deleted the metal beam, so if we go back to view all blocks here, you can see I deleted a lot of things here. So I'm gonna click Ctrl Z to undo that mass deletion. You can see already how clean and empty the Yamato is. Its cost is only 700,000 because naturally many of the systems are now gone. Here we have a big battery. We're gonna delete this battery system as that will not be left for the refit here. So let's see what we got left here. You can see it's a little bit hard to see here now when we have gotten back this view here. We're gonna click this backspace so we can activate connection checks. And now you can see all those blocks that were loose just got disconnected completely. Right, so here we have a little mimic to make this thing look nice. In order to see the mimics here, we want to switch back here so we can remove the ones that we don't need. You see this one is a metal beam, we're gonna delete this one. And you can mass delete all the mimics too inside of this menu, the Shift E menu. Go to the Shift E menu, you can see here blueprints, maintenance, remove all decorations and mimics. Now I don't think that is really part of a refit to do that, but of course there are different opinions. Right, so here we have, oh no, that's actually not the proper turret, that's just how it is supposed to be. All right, so we got some missile systems left here. We should of course shift delete this little missile array here. Oh, and now I wonder, when you shift delete AI parts, you sometimes remove all the AI parts. That might be like good to keep in mind, that you don't accidentally remove things you didn't want to remove. In any case, we have of course a lot of decoys and stuff like this. This is just a light fitting, so it is not a decoy. But I am going to remove the decoys for this little ship strip. All right, so we can switch back to the important blocks only to see what we got inside of here. So we basically have to make some decisions. Are we going to delete the AI systems as well? You can see when I shift deleted that local weapon controller, we actually also deleted the AI. So that is when you shift delete AIs, AI components, you actually delete all of the AI parts which are connected there. We got some quality of life, general stabilization, like general control and stuff like that, but that's of course not part of like that should be removed. The up props can be debated if we should have. The decals should stay, of course. We can check it out and see if we got... Oh, we got some missile systems left here. So this obviously has to go. We also got a little auxiliary engine here, which will be deleted. And switch to the important blocks so we get a little bit more of them. EMP protection all around it. I feel that's more part of the armor. Munition warners and laser warners and smoke dispensers. I don't feel like there are different opinions, but this and projector shields and that stuff is something I am going to leave here. You see, this block doesn't connect to anything, and that is because inside there was a turret block here, so we need to replace this to make the light fitting actually stay where it's supposed to be. Right. So to find and remove some specific blocks, I decided to keep the up props because they are an integrated piece of the hull. You may or may not want to remove the main armor for a ship refit. What is certainly probably going to be removed is interior armor and stuff like that. We removed the AI system and the laser system already. And inside of this, we have like laser core systems, so that is naturally nothing that's needed anymore, and we don't need the armor for these internal turrets here as well. So what we can do now is that we basically make a shape and size which is reasonable to have for our cleaning up process. So we can see what type of length we should have. Remove this area there. We can go with a bit of a width. You see, like this, like we just right click the prefab tool and we are mass deleting. If you're having a ship that is symmetrical, it's most likely a good idea to set up your symmetry planes so you don't need to do things more than once, basically. Now let's see here. Inside of there we got a smoke dispenser. So that I've decided to leave, and then we got some areas here where we have well, former laser systems, which we however are going to clean up. Yeah, so that is basically how to strip a ship. The quicker way to do it. Like, you can of course do everything manually, but if we do like this, you can probably see we're doing a much faster job of doing this. So it is a bit up to taste how much you want to remove from the interiors, if you want to remove all the interior armor, or if you just want to remove some of them and stuff like that. When it comes to armor, be a little bit careful when you shift delete, because shift deleting armor may like delete big chunks of the entire ship. So for example, if I would mass delete something in wood, there is a large chance that big portions are interconnected, and this naturally will be causing a lot of lag. And whenever you see something that you didn't want to remove, you can just click Ctrl Z to regret it. Just make sure that you don't save over your previous like battleships. So yeah, because if you wanted to keep it and just make a new version, it's very sad. But if you did that, you can find a backup version in the backup folder as well, of course. There is an autosave folder when you browse, and you can check it here a little bit quickly. If this is news to you, a lot of people seem to not know this, but you can just go backwards here, and there you can see autosaved. Here you see a lot of autosaves, so that's pretty nice. Well, the rest is basically up to taste. Whenever you see blocks which are glowing purple you want to be removed, you can just let them fall whenever you click backspace. If there are specific blocks you need to find and remove, You have something like this blueprint maintenance tool. So for example, if we find material box, and see how many material boxes it finds. So here we have one inside of there. Do I want to remove it? For that one I want to remove. Ammo storage, I want to clean up some ammo storage. So I basically just right click the ammo storages I find in this search. And these will fade away eventually, so if you don't want them to fade away, you can actually pause the game and these ammo barrels will be here forever, so they won't be fading away. The fade is basically just so that you don't highlight things infinitely. Since you probably don't need to remove a lot of them, it's just when you build really big like this, you may need to. So I'm just doing this to find ammo storage units and deleting them en masse very easily. And that can be done for any block which is on board. You can unfortunately not replace... you can't like mass replace blocks with any other. You can only do that with armor, so you can retrofit the armor. That's actually something I can show you too, because that is relevant if you want to do a refit. So if you go inside of here... Oh, by the way, here we have a little weapon system. This is obviously something that has to go. Beautiful. So if you have fixed weapons, they are not removed when you're mass deleting. You can see we got a little 64 pounder as well. So of course you can use the search tool. There is a little bit of hunt and seek there. You can find out all the blocks. So let's say for example that for this retrofit we are going to do a lighter, cheaper version of the gimbal. Let's say that. So if we do like this, you can see armor refit. So we switch, let's say we're going to replace heavy armor. So we're going to take heavy armor, any color. I'm going to change it to metal. We're going to keep the color. So you can switch to specific colors too if you want to. So now we're down to 600,000 instead. A lot cheaper this thing is now. Yeah, now we got some new things there. Shift delete some ammo storages. And again, be careful when you shift delete the material storages. No, not a mistake. Like if you shift delete armor, be careful that you don't delete the entire thing. Now they're a little bit block sensitive, so if I shift delete this, it will only select the poles actually. But since most of your blocks will be beams, that is why I say this. We can delete this rubber, for example. You can also keep track down on your lower right corner how much storage you have left, how much engine power you have left. And when you do that, you get some kind of clue. Now I can shift delete stone because I know I don't use it a lot on this. Then we also have like blocks like this, and this purple and stuff like that. We can, this is like for an old AI laser core, so we need to clean it up a little bit here. Yeah, those areas are a little bit more tedious cleaning parts. I'll put the stripped gimlet on the workshop if you want to have a go. So just let it go like this, make all those blocks disattached. Remember to make the game actually run again so you don't keep in pause mode, because otherwise you won't see them drop. Now, how about annoying decorations that have nowhere to go? Click Ctrl X And then you can see delete all untethered decorations. So we have 116 of them. So we're going to delete them all. Check and make sure that you don't delete decorations that you wanted to keep. But assuming you already checked that, well, that's how to do it. And here we have some more pieces like that. We can just decrease the width here a little bit. By the way, to up and down the prefabs in larger portions, you right click on them and you'll save yourself a couple of clicks. The blocks are deleted from the origin point as well, so it depends a little bit on where on a 4-meter beam you try to click. You can see I can't remove it here. It's really weird. If I would area delete it from below there, I would be able to do that, but yeah. That is how it is. Well, I'll just finish up this cleaning up of the Gimli class, but that is all the tools you need in order to retrofit and refit a ship by stripping it completely first and then adding stuff. Yeah. Have fun with the Gimli if you choose to do something with it. And thanks most recently for Lieutenant Danto for the idea of making this little video. Because you actually already thought that I already had a version of it stripped. Yeah. With that said, big thanks to all the commissioned officers in the army of GMODISM and everyone in the ecclesiarchy and of course the government of GMODISM, if anyone had time to join there yet. With that said, check out my other channels up there. You find more from depth content and of course the GMODISM.com homepage, as well as the podcast, the From the Depth podcast, if you haven't seen that already. Big thanks to Windows 96 for the beautiful background music. We have a little deal where I can use this music as long as I say, listen to Windows 96 on YouTube and Spotify too. Good stuff. This is your host Eric of GMODISM and I'm signing out.